All right, so welcome everyone to the first official part of the academic year STAN Canada chapter call. This is an update for the Conflict Minerals Act campaign and an introduction to the Chapter Handbook that you'll be receiving tonight. But firstly, we have the Executive Director of STAN Canada came to say hello, and I'll unmute him here. Scott, do you want to say something to the chapters as we start the new year?
Yeah, sure thing, Adi. I'm not sure how many have joined us right now. I can't seem to get it on my end. But anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. So as Adi was saying, my name is Scott Fenwick. I'm the organization's executive director. Prior to that, I was the advocacy director for 2 years. And then before then, I was president of the University of Alberta chapter for 2 years and was involved with that chapter for at least a couple of years before then. Now, anyway, it's good to see that we do have a good number of people willing to help out with the organization, because this organization is quite unique. It is small, but it is fledgling, and we need passionate people to be able to help with the cause of anti-genocide advocacy. I'm just thinking of my own interactions with my predecessors, previous executive directors, and one thing that they've always hammered home to me was the need for action. The need to engage the country's decision makers to actually have a genocide-free world. And we are getting there slowly but surely, and the first step is always just learning about the situation and doing something about it. So with an organization like STAN, we are there to help disseminate that information, but then also give people the tools to act. So I would like to thank every one of you for being able to be part of this journey. Anyway, Adi?
Great. Thanks so much, Scott. Okay, so sorry, what was that?
So how many people do we have joining us today?
We should have someone from each chapter at least, but because it's Hangouts on Air, all of this will be recorded on YouTube, and people can jump in and rewind or be live as they want. So we're just going to go ahead and then so we can stay on time for the people who got here on time. Great. So now the campaigns director, Tayla Shirley, is going to take us through a quick overview of the Conflict Minerals Act campaign and what's been going on so far. And then she will let us know about the new aspects of the campaign that are being introduced this week and how every chapter can participate. Sounds good, Tayla?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Great. So I'm going to add a presentation here. So I'm just going to share my screen. Over here. And we are going to go through with Tayla's presentation. Can you guys see?
It's just black right now.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if this can work. Let's see what happens if I do this part. You guys can see everything now, right?
No, it's still black.
Still black?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you can see? Okay, great.
Perfect.
All right, so we'll go through this quickly. Tayla, go ahead.
So for the MP engagement update, our advocacy director, Kristen, has been contacting phone and in-person meetings with MPs. He's mainly focusing on Conservative MPs and Liberal MPs. And the main Conservatives, because the two other major parties have declared that they support bringing the bill to committee. and Conservatives are the ones that are having the issue, and they're the ones that are providing the opposition for the bill. So we're just trying to engage them to get their comments. Chapters should encourage members to email their MPs or send the postcards that we'll be sending out tonight. And then we'll also give you guys a template of what an email should look like to your MPs, so you can start that conversation. And of course, if you have any questions, you can, Adi will put you in contact with Kristen on how to facilitate that meeting. In terms of the letter feature, so we're going to give you guys the template, but we're also trying to get a form letter up on our website so that you can just email your MP very quickly right from our website. So that's going to be up pretty soon. We'll tell you when that is. In terms of collaborators, we are contacting other civil society groups and companies to get them to support our petition and share it, as well as arrange a joint news conference. Again, we're just sort of in the contacting phase, so we'll let you guys know as more updates come about, but I believe Migs has joined on for us too. They're supporting a news conference. The National Day of Action is on September 17th, so it's the day that the bill is actually going into second reading. And we're working with the Just Minerals campaign, which is Paul Dewar's, his sort of, and his advocacy group. They're supporting this, and they have a Facebook event, so we want chapters to RSVP to them and circulate it and invite your friends to join. This is more, the National Day of Action is going to be more about awareness and making sure that if this bill doesn't go to committee, then people are more aware, and then if it comes up again in Parliament, this second time it's come up again, so that it will have a better backing the third time. So just continue to raise awareness and share that event and invite your friends. Student newspapers. We were trying to help you guys get in touch with your student newspapers. So if chapter presidents want to connect with the student newspaper and publish a story on conflict minerals, except U of T, because we already have a contact with U of T, but we can help you develop a draft, and something will hopefully come out on the National Day of Action. We can help you do an op-ed or a letter to the editor type thing. And then in terms of national newspapers, we're also trying to do if you want to write to your local newspaper, we encourage you to do that, and we'll support you again, and we'll help you construct a letter to the editor or an opinion piece. And if you need any help with that, get in contact with somebody at National. And then I think if we go to the next slide. So I already talked about the Facebook event. Just continue to share, continue to invite your friends, and just raise awareness about this. The 486 conflict-free minutes. So this is the Just Minerals campaign, and we're supporting with them in this. On September 17th, they'd like everybody to turn off their cell phones for 486 minutes. This, as you guys probably know, cell phones are probably our easiest form to show what conflict minerals are. So by turning them off, we're just raising awareness, and we're adding that piece to it. The letter writing, so this is, again, we want you to write letters to your local MPs, and hopefully this week back, it's your first week back, so you'll be having your first meeting, so just circulate the postcards. We'll be sending them out tonight. Just print them off. There are 4 per page. It's really easy. And then just send them off to your MPs, and so we can get sort of we can harass them a little bit and get our message out there. Graphics, I believe Adi is sending them out tonight, most of them, and then we're also trying to get some shareable images. You guys will be updated as we go along with that. And the petition, I believe we're up to 180 signatures or so right now. Continue to share it. Continue to contact your local or your university groups, such as like student organizations. So I know most groups have a police Political Science Students Association, just share it with that if you can, or share it with the International Relations one, or even engineering or environmental. Sure, whatever contacts you have, somebody will be interested in as many signatures as we can get. I think the next slide is going back to Adi, I believe.
Yeah, Taylor, sorry, just the one thing about what we can do this week and what chapters can expect.
Okay, perfect. So, as I said, start the postcards. We want to mail them this week so that MPs can get them in time for before September 17th, which is when the bills.
So we're mailing all the letters to Ottawa, which means that chapters on the West Coast have to make sure that they leave enough time for them to arrive by September 17th. Yeah. Which means that they have to mail them in by the 10th or 11th of September.
Exactly. So that gives you 3 days. Make sure it's done by Friday at the very, very latest. So you'll have a meeting this week. Make sure you're sending them out and continue to do that. The letter writing, again, this is with the postcards and then also with email. So once we get that forum up, then you guys can send your MPs emails through that form. But for now, use the letter, the template that we're going to send you tonight. So blogs, we're writing blogs at the national level, but we would also encourage our chapters to write some blogs as well. I think it'd be really cool if we could get somebody who's really passionate about conflict minerals to write sort of something about how it's affected their life, how they were surprised about it, or something just along those lines, a little bit more of an interactive, doesn't have to be factual, it could be really easy for you to write. So if you're interested in that, contact chapters and we can again support you in any way that you need. And then also the blogs, in general, they don't have to be just written blogs. If you guys feel like doing a video diary or some sort of other interactive type post and you feel like that would be better for you, then by all means go ahead. We would love that. And yeah, newspapers, again, as I talked about earlier, contact your local newspapers, contact your student newspapers, make sure that if you can write an op-ed or write a letter to the editor or write a short news article about it, just do something and they'll probably publish it. And then the images, the I stand for images. So you all should have laminated an I stand for sign in this past week and have it ready to go. So for the next little bit, I'd like you guys to take the photos with it and use sayings like I stand for the Conflict Minerals Act, I stand for accountability, I stand for conflict-free cell phones, things like that, things that are related to the Conflict Minerals Act. Just write them on the sign, take your photo with it, preferably on your campus, but it doesn't really matter, and share them with us. Make sure you tag us in them. If we're going to be getting an Instagram account up and running in the next couple days or so, so make sure that you tag us in the actual photo so that if your personal account is private, we can still see it, we can still regram it, and we can still get the message out there and make it reach a larger audience. And then again, post these to both your personal accounts and then if your STAN Facebook page, and you can share it on our wall as well. And then also use the hashtag CFCI for this.
Great. So if anyone has any, if anyone has any feedback or questions for Tayla, the light in here just got weird. Sorry. You can type in the chat box, which you should be able to see. Can everybody see the chat box? If you can, please type yes. Scott can see it. Tayla can see it. What about any of our viewers? I wonder if it's not available. Okay, you can also send me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as we can. So if you can see the group chat, just let us know if you have any new ideas, if you like anything that we're doing right now, If you have any feedback for how we can do better next time or even for the rest of this campaign, please do feel free to send it to us. Of course, you guys all know how committed we all are to collaboration with chapters as closely as possible, and we really, really want your feedback. Great. Is that good, Tayla?
Yeah, that sounds good. Unfortunately, I have to log off, but if you guys have any questions for me, again, just contact me through Adi. I'd be happy to answer them, and I'd love to hear what you guys are doing because I know that we have some great chapters out there.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Tayla.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Great. So the next thing that we're going to touch on is the chapter handbook that you will receive tonight. So tonight, all the chapters will receive the latest version of the chapter handbook. It will be constantly updated over time. There's going to be some updates to the Conflict Minerals Act campaign handbook, including more information on all the things we've discussed already. And you will also receive updates on graphic resources that are available to help you promote the campaign on social media. So we'll just go to that quickly. Gotta share my screen again. Great. All right, so the chapter handbook is designed and put together by us in the chapters team and should be consulted regularly for information on STAN's messaging and goals, running effective campaigns and events. There's going to be a lot more resources about running particular types of events and campaigns in the coming months. And the point where the handbook is right now is really outlining for you all what national provides in terms of responsibilities and opportunities towards chapters and the reverse. And this is all built on the orientations that we've had over the summer, so all the chapters should have some understanding about the direction that we're going with STAN Canada this year with regards to the reciprocity between national and chapters. And of course, I emphasize to you guys all again that we're really committed this year to making this a strong two-way relationship. And in order to achieve all the goals that we've set out this year, we need you guys to cooperate with us on ABC. And in return, and even as the initial interaction, National is really committed to providing the best possible support that we can for you throughout the year in a consistent and stable manner. So there are various resources that are included within the chapter handbook. Some of them are linked outside just for brevity's sake. So that includes a guideline for social media use, a folder for graphic resources, and various other handbooks as they are released. For example, the Conflict Minerals Act campaign handbook. So you should be able to access them through your chapter drive. So if you go to your Gmail account, ubc@stancanada.org, you go to the drive of that account, and you open the chapters folder. This should be shared with you already, and if you can't access it, please do let me know right away. Some of the documents can only be viewed by people using an @stancanada.org email address, and if you need to share it outside of this group, or you're unable to view it directly through the Google account, please let me know and I can change the permissions on that without a problem. So new information will always be updated. We'll send you an email for everything that's updated or uploaded that's particularly important, but smaller things will come throughout time, so please do check it every once in a while. So the way that the handbook has been set up is that I outlined for each section of STAN. So as I mentioned to most of you already, STAN is broken up into 7 teams. We have our policy team responsible for the researching and writing of policy recommendations on behalf of STAN Canada, the advocacy team that works with government, corporations, and civil society partners to implement these policies and promote these policies, our campaigns team that organizes our nationwide campaigns, And our chapters team, that's me. I'm here to support you guys and provide you with information like this. Our communications team, which is in charge of social media, website, emails, all sorts of that sort of thing. Human resources related to recruitment and dealing with everything related to personnel. And the fundraising, finance, and sponsorship team, which is working on exactly that. So in the chapter handbook, you will be able to go through and see how each of these teams of STAND is working to support you throughout the year. And at the end of each summary, there's this table. This is the longest table that you will see. This is for the chapters team. And it says very clearly what are the expectations for national of chapters in order for us to provide the support that you guys need from us. So you'll be able to go through it very clearly. Please do look through it carefully, and please do involve multiple members of your chapter in this review. At the end, there is an appendix with all the tables. So that's the most important thing that I wanted to emphasize for you guys right now. But yes, please do look through it very carefully. There will be more information coming into the handbook as we go, including tips and guidelines for running events and things like that. The handbook also links to what will also be released tonight, the social media guideline, which will help you guys establish a strong social media presence and expand the reach of STAND Canada. Another thing that I'd like to highlight that will also be released today is the recruitment strategy guideline that I mentioned to most of you in the orientations. This will be a worksheet, kind of, where you guys can go through and fill out the sections to make sure that you're thinking about everything that you need to be thinking about when you're going through recruitment through September. So first week, for some of you, has been very busy, probably, in terms of STAND. For some of you, maybe it hasn't geared up so much, especially if you don't have access to the events that are happening during first week. But the last 3 weeks of September are really the most important part because your campus will probably have some sort of clubs fair event, and most of you are able to participate in those this year. So when you are working on your recruitment strategy, you should be taking into account September as a whole. This guideline will walk you through the different sections of STAND, and I also want you guys to think about how you're planning for the year and being able to balance the advocacy activities of STAND Canada in terms of MP engagement, policy recommendations, and talking about things from the political advocacy angle, but also to provide educational opportunities, particularly for the campuses that feel a deficit of knowledge that even your own members might not feel comfortable talking about all the things that STAND Canada is working on. And we are working with you guys to make sure that every STAND Canada member does feel comfortable explaining to others what we are doing and what we're about. And to talk with a reasonable amount of knowledge for the conflicts that are going on in the focus areas that we're looking at. So we want you guys to be able to have at least one educational event throughout the year. It obviously depends on the campus. Some of you will do more than others. And then thirdly, when we're talking about genocide, it can get a little depressing. That can make recruitment difficult. So we want to make sure that you also include some sort of social element to your group, whether this is a pub night or a movie night can also have a social element, and how to make sure that each of your events doesn't leave people in the black hole of despair. So please, you go through the recruitment strategy document that will be sent to you tonight. Please fill it out and send it back to me as soon as you can, as soon as you've talked it over with your group. And if you want to go over it together, you can absolutely contact me and we can set up a meeting specifically to talk about the recruitment strategy. Great. So I'm not sure how well the questions ability here is working. So we worked out one element of the Google Hangouts on air, but not all of them yet. So bear with me while we figure all this out. Please email any questions to me or text, or you guys have my contact information. And I will get back to you right away. I'll be working on STAND stuff a lot tonight. Great. Scott, do you have anything? Let me unmute you here. Scott, do you have anything to add before we wrap up?
Not really. I think you covered a lot of it well. Like everyone on the director's team is working on various little aspects. Like there's a whole lot of moving parts in the organization, but all of us are able to be contacted via email. And if there's anything that Adi's not able to answer herself, she'll definitely pass it on to any one of us on the director's team.
Excellent. So thanks everyone who was able to participate today. I hope to hear from all of you. Some of you still have outstanding items to get me, executive lists and password lists and such. So I'll be harassing you throughout the week. You can look forward to that. And please do look through the materials that we've sent today and provide feedback, because we really want to make sure that we're giving you the best possible information and resources. So this was a 30-minute call instead of a 60-minute call. So thank you so much to Scott and Tayla for being brief but hopefully still clear. And I hope that I was also. So we'll end it here. And anyone, maybe I'll check my email quickly to make sure that I didn't get any questions in real time here. Nope. Okay, great. So thanks everyone again, and have a great weekend. This is going to be a busy week for all of us, so I'm here to talk if you want. All right. Have a good one. Bye.